Trigger warning. I'm about to talk about the essay that happened in the Bahamas. These two ladies were drugged and taken advantage of whenever they went to the Bahamas on a cruise line. Now, I have a whole video about watching your drink and making sure that you don't get drugged, but none of that really matters when it's the bartender you should be watching out for. Some people are claiming that it was a false report, but I disagree, and here's why. So the mother of one of the victims had a phone call with her daughter a couple hours before this incident actually happened. She said that the girls don't actually drink all that much, but yet she seemed to think that they were already drunk. She goes on to say that something just didn't feel right. Trust your instincts. About 2 hours go by and she ends up getting a text message saying that they were abused at the resort. The toxicology report from the women's drinks reported that they found benzos, cocaine, and opiates. Xanaxes are a really good example of a benzo. They are commonly used as a sedative. A good example of an opiate? Fentanyl. The next thing that we're going to touch on is that the resort said that the surveillance video didn't support the claim. And lastly, before I get into the explanation, they were actually found by a nurse from Arkansas. The nurse said that she's been doing this for 20 years, but this is the worst scene that she's ever walked up on. Final thoughts. Yes, I believe this actually happened. You have a nurse who's a witness that's not even from the same state, and you have their drinks that tested positive for all kinds of different drugs. You have the mother saying that she felt like something was wrong, but you might be questioning based off of this, where the resort says that the surveillance footage didn't support the claim. My rebuttal for that is pretty simple. Victims that just went through a traumatic incident don't tell a story the way that most people tell a story. Imagine for a minute that you're trying to read a book, but every page of the book is written on sticky notes, and those sticky notes are stuck to the wall in a random order. That is exactly what happens when a victim of a traumatic event tries to tell a story. If you're an investigator, your job now is to put that back together to where it makes sense. Also, if you just got done throwing up from being drugged 2 hours ago, you're not going to remember an exact time frame. They used the buddy system and they didn't take any drinks from strangers. They did everything that they could to keep themselves safe. The unfortunate truth is that you can do everything right and still become a victim. And if either one of these two ladies are watching this video, just know there are people out there that believe you. And if anybody watching this video has been through a traumatic incident where they just can't seem to get over it, make sure to reach out to an MHP that specializes in EMDR. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment. And if you thought this video was helpful, give me a follow.